Good morning, everybody. Clint Remington. I'm the operations section chief with Southwest Team 2. I'll talk about yesterday's activities on the fire and the plan for today. So I'll start out in division uniform on the west side of the fire. So a lot of good work from those folks yesterday. They continued to burn the hand line connecting to the dozer line all the way up almost to General's Highway. So very solid work in there. They've got that basically held up. Today they'll be in there monitoring, patrolling, and mopping up and making sure that there's no more westerly spread to the fire. And we keep it in that footprint. There's a little bit of touch up. They're going to do just a little bit of burning up here on Old Sawmill Road to straighten that out. But the prep's in place. They feel very good and confident about that, so they'll finish that operation today to tie it into General's Highway. Moving north, Grant Grove, Wilsonia. A lot of work has gone in there the last couple days. The General Grant tree, all the structures and values to protect in there. So a lot of good work in there. Multiple strike teams of engines. Yesterday they got a hand line in, trying to go direct on that little piece, and it gave them a couple issues. So today they put a hand line in coming in from the tower back out that they're probably going to end up putting a little fire down to just square that up and give them some breathing room and tie that into the highway. So that'll be the plan for today. Still feel very good about Grant Grove, Wilsonia. I didn't mention it, but Heartland, the Christian camp, and folks over here in Esham, that's all looking really good. We are going to continue looking at some additional contingency lines out at Loggers Point, opening up some of these old roads to give them another option as contingency should we need to use it for anything there. Not anticipated, but it'll be there if we need it. Coming around on this east side, they're going to end up opening up some old roads, Big Whistle, Bacon Meadow, down to Quail Flat, just to give us some other options here too in case we need to do a little burning to straighten that out. This is pretty heavy dead and down fuels, and when I say that, it's just old dead material that's been stacked up over the years in that piece there, and it's putting up some significant heat, so it's pretty hard to go direct on that stuff right on the fire's edge. So they'll have some breathing room by getting that done. There will be some work today in the groves. So priority groves for us are working in Big Stump, Bearskin, and a couple others, Sunset, and some areas up in there that they'll continue working on with the resource advisors today to make sure we're addressing anything in there. A lot of sprinklers went up yesterday on the Grant Grove, or on the General Grant tree. So a lot of good work in there. Coming down into Division Sierra, they'll continue to hold their hand line here, going direct, mopping up, bringing it down. They are looking at some contingency dozer line still, kind of cutting this across from Big Baldy over to the General's Highway to square that piece up should we need to use that. A lot of work yesterday on the slop from a few days ago that got across the General's Highway up here. So additionally looking at some dozer lines to pinch that piece off, just give them some breathing room there. Again, very heavy dead and down fuels, pretty hard to go direct on that stuff there. So they'll get a good solid line cleaned up, and when the conditions are right, they'll finish that piece off with some burning. Coming down into Division Papa, really no growth out here yesterday. That all is looking very good. Ran into scab ear fuels, not much for carrying fire out there, so we'll continue to monitor that. Coming down into Division Lima with the Structure Group 2 folks, a lot of solid work in here in Lodgepole. They're continuing to have a presence in there. Prep is pretty much done in Lodgepole, but there's still a presence with some strike teams of engines in there, just there in case we need to take any action. Coming down into the Giant Forest Grove, we talked about it yesterday, that burning operation from drop point 52 to 50 on the south end of the grove there. That was in place. They got that all finished up. It's in good shape. Should anything come around and line up east of Buckeye Flat to come up. We're really trying to limit fire intensity and behavior in the Giant Forest Grove. So that's a solid operation. They'll continue to mop that edge up there and make sure that's in good shape. Let's see. Coming down into the east side of Echo, still intention of holding fire south of the Middle Fork where we can, but not a lot of growth out there in Castle Creek Grove or out to the east. So we'll continue to monitor that, but same thing with the weather coming the next couple days in the forecast for rain. That should help this country out quite a bit. Coming down into Division Charlie, a lot of good work yesterday. So they went direct on this little slop over we had over the dozer line. So they got that all put in, done. They'll be in there mopping that up today. along with the hose lay hand line directly from Mineral King Road down to the East Fork of the Kiowa. They got that all in place. They're just going to be in there mopping up today, really to limit any further westerly spread along Mineral King over to Three Rivers. So we'll continue to be in there today, utilizing buckets, bucket work with the crews on the ground, and making sure that's all in good shape. Fire has still not crossed the East Fork of the Kiowa all the way across, so we'll continue to utilize aircraft and crews to make sure we can keep that north of that to protect all that, the values down here, Eden Creek Grove, Horse Creek, and those groves down there. Yesterday on this east end of the fire, they did scout out and look at some line they can put directly from this east edge of the fire at East Fork up to Mineral King Road, trying to wrap that around into the bottom end of the Atwell Grove. So they'll continue that operation today, really trying to prevent any easterly spread along Mineral King Road towards Silver City and Mineral King. CAL FIRE's doing great. They've got 24-hour staffing, sounds like, in Mineral King and Silver City on the properties there. Division Alpha, really good shape there. Flew it multiple times yesterday. Folks on the ground in there not finding any heat really to speak of, so they'll continue that operation today. We did start at Case Mountain Grove, so those folks have been down here south of Mineral King looking at access in and out. They spent yesterday kind of getting a feel for everything, starting some prep on the Case Mountain Grove sequoias, so that'll continue in there today as well, along with the infrastructure up top, making sure that's all in good place. Coming around into Division X-Ray up above Three Rivers. Very busy day for those folks yesterday. You'll probably see some containment on the map tomorrow on this north end coming down from the branch break. I talked about it yesterday, that 70-acre slop fire we had that came over their dozer line. They got that all finished up yesterday, a hose lay around it, hand line. Crews were in there working buckets, so feel very good about that. They will look at, so in Shepherd Saddle here, there's still a little bit of heat up in here, and it's in some pretty unforgiving country to go direct on that fire edge. So they're going to utilize some aircraft today and look at options on a little ridge line just to bring it down. And we use what's called MRB, mixed retardant, that they actually deliver out of helicopters, and they can fly that down, and it's basically retardant line. They can bring down a ridge and give us a holding feature there. Should we need to burn this stuff out, we might be able to utilize an MRB line. So really trying to prevent any easterly spread in this stuff should we get it, and protect Ash Mountain, the headquarters. Community of Three Rivers still in really good shape. A lot of folks roving around in there. Multiple strike teams of engines still setting things up and moving around and keeping an eye on Three Rivers. So very defendable and in good shape there. Coming up into Uniform, this whole line, like I talked about, is in really good shape. So we'll be in there today just patrolling, monitoring, finishing up that burn. So overall, priorities-wise, still making sure that Three Rivers, Heartland, Wilsonia, Grant Grove, Lodgepole, all of Mineral King, Silver City, all of these values out here are our priorities. So we're still trying our best to protect those and do a good job. Feel like we're getting there, especially with the weather coming to help in a few days. That'll be an outstanding help to us. And again, looking at all these groves around the fire area, working with resource advisors in the park to making sure we're doing a good job and they're protecting those. So that's your update for today. I appreciate the support, and everybody have a good day.